This is a quick demonstration of using the Vanishing Point tool in Photoshop to place this wood texture in this floor. First thing we have to do is make sure this texture is oriented the right direction. I want the boards to go vertically. So to change this image and all of its layers, I go to the Image tab, rotate, and rotate the entire thing 90 degrees. Then, to test if this is a good tileable or seamless material, and it repeats correctly, I'm going to select it all here under Select All. I'm going to go Edit Define Pattern and give it a name. Then I'm going to try to place it into my scene to see if the scale is correct, if the wood boards look wide enough. So I'm going to select the entire screen here. And here I'm going to define this as a pattern. So I'm going to select all, Edit, Define Pattern, give it a name. Then in this image, with the marquee selected, I'm going to edit, define the pattern, and take the define pattern rather, and fill it in the screen here, which is this one here in the end. It's always the last one. There it is. And in this case, I think these boards are way too wide to place in this scene. So I can go back to my View History, or I'm sorry, Windows History, and undo the last couple of steps here. And going back to here, I need to make this picture, this image, narrower. So I will go to Image, Image Size. I'll make sure this Resample button is checked. And I will make sure that this resolution is the same between this picture and the other picture. This is 72. And under this picture, Image Size, this is also 72. So that has to be first. Now that they're both 72, and you have to adjust this to make it 72 if they're not, with that button checked, I can then make this picture narrower. So instead of 5 inches wide, I'm going to try 2.5 inches wide. Hit OK. I'm going to define the pattern again. So Control A is select all. Here at the top, Edit, Define Pattern again. Hit OK. Go back to your image and drop it into this marquee. Edit, fill the screen with your current pattern, which is the last one on the list. And that seems to be about the right size. So let's assume that is what you're after. It's facing the right direction. This is about the right width of boards in this perspective view. So I'm going to back up using my history window again. And I'm going to unselect this by clicking the marquee and choosing somewhere outside the image. So now, the quickest way to drop a floor into this area here is actually to define the size of the tileable material. So again, that it's a matter of selecting the marquee, dragging this on the screen, edit, filling this marquee with your pattern, make sure it's the last one. And then here, make sure this is copied. Edit, copy. Now, once it's copied, you can come out of here and get rid of the marquee. Now it's copied into Photoshop's memory. To drop that copy into this floor, and again, give yourself a new layer here, brand new layer here called flooring. You simply go into Filter, Vanishing Point. And if you already have a vanishing point set up, you click on it and hit backspace to make it disappear. But you want a brand new vanishing point. This is here. And you want to pick corner points on the screen. And you'll see quickly how this works. When Photoshop sees a legitimate vanishing point perspective, it will show you a grid. So here, if I pull this, it'll turn blue when I think it's appropriate. Now here, there's a little bit missing from this wall. So right about there seems to be right. And as long as it's blue, you're doing fine. For example, here. You can increase the grid size here at the top of the screen by making this number change. So here's, for example, 10. Here's 100. here at the top. And then once the grid is in there and it looks like it's following your image in perspective, and make sure it is by grabbing the corners, you pull it across the entire floor, and you see there it sort of covers the entire image. Now, if it's filling the floor like this and covering your entire pattern, you can very quickly then paste, or Control V, paste your floor pattern you saved into this image and drag it onto the perspective here. And you see, once it's picked up the pattern of the perspective, it will then follow the perspective, even off in the distance. But here, more importantly, it will follow that perspective. I'm just simply dragging it. And when you cover the entire floor like this, you hit OK. Now you've got a floor in the perspective view, and now it's simply a matter of taking your back walls and making sure they're on top of that floor in your layer here, just moving them up to the right orientation here. But now your back wall is here on top of the floor, your floor is in perspective, and you're done. That's it for now.